What's up and welcome back, treasure hunters. Today I'm going over my 2022 top Etsy sales. I just went by sales price on this, so I didn't calculate profit and all that stuff. It was too involved. So let's take a look at my top 10 sales on Etsy in 2022. All right, so here we are at my Etsy store, Salvaged Beauty Art, and we are taking a look at my top sales of 2022. This is just based on what the item sold for, not so much the actual profit made. Either way, let's get into these items. So here we are at number 10. This is an original 1897 Japanese woodblock print that I picked up at a local auction house, and I got it for 50 bucks. Just bid online, and I picked it up in person, so it cost nothing to ship. And I did ended up selling this for 500, which is awesome. Anytime I see something that looks like a Japanese woodblock print, tend to fly under the radar sometimes, especially at the thrift stores. But there are a lot of reproductions that are like digitally printed, not actually printed like woodblock printed. So something to keep in mind. But this is a 3-panel piece. If you're not sure, it's always good to use a loop and look at the edges and stuff where all the color is and also the signatures. So see if the stamp is actually stamped on, or the signatures are actually painted on there instead of printed. And I'm not sure. I obviously can't read Japanese, so I don't know if this is like a title. The other stuff at the bottom is signatures and whatever else, but either way, very nicely done and a really cool find. I don't really see stuff like this, especially now going for only 50 bucks. A lot of times these get run up now over 100. But it did have this on the back too. So Chikanobu, Life of Shogun in Tokugawa. So 1897, condition, genuine original. Coming in at number 9 is this limited edition Tarkay hand-colored serigraph. This one I picked up at an online estate auction. I don't exactly remember what I paid for it off the top of my head. It was under $100. I think it was like around 70 bucks. It was numbered out of 750, hand signed. His, like, once you know it's his style and his signature, it pops right out. His signature is just kind of like the T in the line. So, and his style is very recognizable also. Just we'll find I see these at auction quite often actually, but some of them are just open edition prints, which don't really have the value of any numbered prints, obviously. The originals obviously go for a ton of money, so those would be well known and sold at the higher auction websites and stuff. But a lot of these different types of prints, you can, if they're less known auction houses and stuff, you can get a good deal on that type of stuff. Here is number 8, and this is a mid-century, just an abstract painting. Pull here, very minimalist kind of style, a lot of texture. And I picked this up. I actually got this I think I got it at Shop Goodwill. I think in total I paid less than $50 with shipping for this. It was not signed. It was just kind of definitely had that cool like mid-century modern type feel. And I was kind of surprised I sold this fairly quickly with it not having an artist known or any signatures and stuff. It sold pretty fast and ended up selling it for 450. So that was a pleasant surprise. And that's why I'm always attracted to these kind of abstract, just totally unique, different types of art because when people see this type of stuff and it gravitates towards them and, they just really like it, they will pull the trigger quickly because they haven't seen something like that before. Here is number 7. This is one I picked up at the state auction in California, and I got it, I think, for around 70 bucks. And I love surrealist art, and this is an etching by Hans Bellmer, a very well-known surrealist artist. You can see it's very detailed, very unique looking. It was out of 150. There's his signature. Know exactly what it is of, or what it means, but it was very cool. Ended up selling this to someone who collected his artwork, so that's always cool. And I made a nice profit off of it. So here we are at number 6. This is an original watercolor painting by Dedrome Elwell from 1903. It's in fairly good condition. There's a little hole on the side, but nothing too crazy to, 'cause it is over 100 years old. I picked this up at Everything But the House. You can go on there and they have auctions running all the time. I picked this up a while ago though. I paid 70 bucks for it. Just, thought it was pretty cool, really good deal. And when I got it, I actually took it out of the frame, which they didn't do before the auction. And it had this title, Antwerp Cathedral at Dawn, uh, some more information and stuff. So that's always pretty cool. But it's definitely in the original frame, very old. Here's the signature, Jerome Elwell, 1903. It was very small. I mean, it was only 15 by 11 in the frame, so it wasn't too crazy, but really cool piece, and ended up selling it for 500. So here we are halfway at number 5, and this is an original oil painting portrait, and it was done by L.T. Ives, and it was actually dated 1882. I picked this up at a local estate auction, so I picked it up in person, so I didn't have to pay for shipping or anything. I actually won this for $2, which is pretty crazy. The signature is very hard to see. It's right here. Here you can see the L.T. Ives, 1882, and they said it was unsigned. So I don't think obviously they saw the signature. Here's the back, obviously older frame. These, when you look at the stretcher here, usually the blocked off, like how it just runs right into it instead of having a 45-degree cut, usually means it's European. I don't know if this was actually European or not, but that's something to look at. So, this stretcher is supposedly European, and the Americans use the 45-degree angle cut. So I did get a 5-star review, and you can even see a little picture here of it hanging up in this person's bedroom. So that's always good to hear. Paid $2 and sold it for 520. So here's number 4. Bet you're starting to see a bit of a trend here. This is why I like finding and looking for art so much, because the return on what you're actually paying for, especially if you're able to identify artists and you're able to identify nice pieces of art versus just factory type art and whatever else, you can make very good profit off of uh, somewhat minimal investment. Either way, this is a watercolor painting here, very nicely done. I really like the how the reflections in this little stream were made. And here's a close up. Here you can see the signature down here, ESM, for Eric Spencer Mackey, and dated 1910. Very nice piece here. It did have a little bit of damage to the frame, but with a piece this old, that's almost expected. And here's the signature. I picked this one up at Everything But the House, I believe. And I got this one a while ago, also. And I actually sold this to somebody in Australia. And I think they had some sort of relation to the artist. I don't know if they moved to Australia or whatever, but I shipped it to Australia. So pretty cool painting, very unique and nicely done. I think I originally paid under 100 for it. I don't remember what it was. It was so long ago, but I sold it for a little bit less than 750. I think I accepted something around 600. Okay, number 3 is this abstract hand-colored etching. It was numbered 1 of 1 and just signed Paz. And all I did, I saw this at an estate auction out in California, and it didn't have any information about what was signed on it, who the artist might be or anything like that. I just did a quick search. We'll go through these pictures quick, but you can see Paz 1980. Here's a better look, and was easily able to find it was Julio Paz. He did a lot of this abstract type of art. All of his work was actually selling for more than $1,000. But this one, I only paid around $100 for this. Not even, I think 100 with shipping, and ended up selling it for $1,000. It might have been a little bit less because I think it might have been on I was running some kind of promotion. So, but it was at least 850. So very good find here and a nice flip. Number 2, here we are with this original watercolor painting by Anne Malawitz. And I actually got this at a Savers thrift store. I picked it up for $26. And what caught my eye, any original artwork like this will always catch my eye, but the signature was pretty easy to read. And doing a quick search, also, when it's in a really nice frame like this with conversation clear, like true view museum glass, always sparks my interest because, why would this need museum glass if it wasn't somewhat valuable? So really cool, very colorful, very nicely done, kind of a bit of an abstract nature to it, I guess. But I just did a quick search and found that he was a artist out of St. Paul, Minnesota, and she had a whole bunch of really nice paintings out there. This is actually a pretty good deal for her work. I think she still paints, and most of her work is well over this price. And I think this was also purchased during a sale, so it was more around 850 to 900 revenue I made off this one. I think $26. And here was my top sale on Etsy last year in 2022. I know I've shown this in another video, but yeah, this ended up being my top sale of 2022. I picked this up at a local state auction. I think I paid 200 to 250 for it, somewhere in that area. But this was not identified. The artist was not identified. It did say it was an antique, though, which is pretty evident once you look through the photos. But it is of this pasture here, landscape type piece. Had a little bit of like paint loss and stuff, but it is dated again 1903, so very old, and it's Olaf Martinus Bronner. And I was able to decipher the last name first, and then after doing some searches, found obviously the first name's Olaf. And here you can see that, it has that age to it. The canvas is very dark, has some staining to it. The wood is very dark. Has the keys here in the stretcher, and everything indicates that this is obviously an antique. And the front was really nice too. I like the finish on the frame. It was paid, we'll say 225. Um, Ended up selling this for 1,500 on my Etsy store. Well, that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what your favorite thing that I sold is, what you like the most. So that will be the comment to do if you want to take part in the giveaway. So as always, I appreciate all of you on all of your support. Hit that like button for me before you click away. That would really help me out. I appreciate it. I'm getting out of here, but I'll see you in the next video. And if you get out in the wild, I wish you the best of luck treasure hunting.